craftsman in the Alentejo who is showing folks not just sawdust, so much more in that name. Not just sawdust, reclaimed wood is the game. Using the old to make some new. It's not just about the making, giving life to forgotten things. Beauty there for the taking. Not just sawdust.
I'm back at the Not Just Sawdust workshop. As you can see, I have something you could call a workbench. Made out of OSB, an old cabinet and some old, I think they're mahogany posts that were in this shop as a kind of shelf construction. Not everything is set exactly right, so I screwed the legs to this top and I adjusted them with the little adjustable bolts I put under to get it level. And when everything is glued up and set, then I'm going to attach it to that other cabinet, so it's still at the bottom, it's still loose. This, of course, is not a workbench with a 12mm plate on it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this other 5 on top of this, so it gets 6 layers of this OSB, which will mean that it's going to be like 7 centimeters high, 7.2, but there's a little bit of discrepancy in it, so about 7 centimeters. And then on top of that we're going to have a top layer of something, and for what I've got now it's like floorboards, I think, like MDF, I don't know, we'll see. But first we have to glue this up, so I'm going to put a plate on here, first glue it, screw it, then take the screws out, then put the other one, and then, well, 5 times. So let's do that. think that planing OSB would work, but it works. I've got a little bit of a... Hey, what are you doing? Come. Come. Hola. Hola. Hola, Otis. That I'm getting this straight. I've got a little bit of a bump here, which probably comes because one of the plates probably had a little bit of moisture damage and became a bit thicker, but it's only in this spot, so the rest is flat. I only got a little bit of spot here, so this is good. Here I've got like, well, there's still a millimeter that I've got to take off of this point, and then I can put the last plate on. So I'm gonna fix that, but that's the end of this video. It's taking too long. In the next video, so part 2 of the workbench, let's call it that way, we're gonna put the last sheet of OSB on. It's then at the right height for me. I've got a bed back, so I want it to be the workbench quite high. Then I've got to clean up that side of the room to find one of the 3 vices I've got, and because I want to have a vice on this side. Maybe I'm going to put one on that side too, I don't know yet. We'll see, but yeah, it's going to be a sturdy workbench, really heavy. It's never going to get out of this workshop anymore. You have to cut it apart because it would be too heavy. So I'm going to plane this off, make it completely flat, then put the last board on, and then in the next video we'll see what we're going to put as a last layer on top to have it like a real workbench. Got to do the sides also, probably make that nice, and then well, there's going to be some painting and dog holes probably. We'll see. So for now, like I always say, do some woodworking. It's a nice way to spend your time. Do some recycling. It's an even better way to spend your time. And we'll happily see you in the next video. At the logo.
Not just sawdust.